Happy Friday, folks. Brad here from Squeaky Clean Comics, and I'm going to clean a few comics this morning. Not that one. Of stuff that's come in over the last little bit. First thing I'm going to clean is my favorite book of all, Amazing Spider-Man 316, which I got last night from my buddy Keith Berkman. And what happened was Keith had this book in an auction, and he brought it over to me to clean and press for him. And Keith knows. He knows this is my favorite book. He had a sneaking suspicion that if he dropped it off for me to clean and press, I would just buy it for him and from him. And that is exactly what happened. Have you ever heard the old adage about the clockmaker who leaves a clock at a guy's house I'm just going to leave this clock here for you. You don't have to buy it, but I'm just going to leave it here and see how you respond to it. And it clicks and clicks and ticks forever, and he just gets so used to it. And then the clock salesman comes by to get the clock, and he's like, "No, you can't. It's my clock now because I'm so in love with it." The clicking it is, or the ticking. And so he ends up getting a pretty easy sale. And Keith clearly has heard that story because he keeps doing this sort of thing to me, which is fine. This is how you feed the beast. This is how you get the addiction under control. I haven't had a 316 in a while. I still have a few, like there's a couple kicking around here, but I haven't had one in a bit, so this scratches that itch, I'd say. So, and this is a pretty nice one. It's got its issues that will press out, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then the back is looking pretty good. Give her a little bit of a rub. Always rub out. There is some grime on here. I can feel it. It's coming off. Yeah, with the exception of, I don't know if you can see that bum corner. It's a pretty nice book. Probably in the 9.4-ish. Next we got these three on trade from Thomas Welder and this guy. So that was my big trade that came in last week. So I basically traded a 9.6 first appearance of Harley Quinn and a Canadian price variant Batman 423 Todd McFarlane for that. All this stuff. Now this cap is going to, I've got another one. So I've got to see which one is the nicer of the two. To go on the website to stay in the collection, and one's going to go up for trade or sale. But I have it promised to one fellow first, Mr. Jerry LeBlanc, if he's been buying up all my extra caps. So as long as Jerry's not interested, then it'll go onto the website. But I suspect Jerry will be interested because this is a very hard book to come by. And I love it. Oh, hey, Rivals had some big updates today. So did Fortnite. What a great day over here for the gaming nerd side of me. Because I've got most of my work tied up comic website-wise. I still have a bunch of comic book stuff to do this weekend. But website-wise, I have to do a couple little things, and I have to do my social media obligations for my clients, which is basically just making Facebook posts for them. And I've got to do that today, and I got to do a little update for my buddy Roger at East Coast Waterproofing. If you ever have any water issues in your foundation, call Roger at East Coast Waterproofing. If you're in the Greater Moncton area, great guy, great team. I feel bad because I haven't. I've been buried in a bunch of other kind of, I don't want to say more important work, but more pressing work, I guess. Some clients are a little more high maintenance than others. Roger's not a high maintenance client by any means. I have some others that are a little more high maintenance, not too bad. I'm at a point in my career which is cool, where I can be fairly selective on the clients I take on, so I don't take on everybody. But let's back to the rival stuff. So Human Torch came out today, and so did Ben Grimm. I played a match with Human Torch this morning, and I went, I think, 16-2, 16 kills, 2 deaths, and we won. And then I went over and played a game of Fortnite because there's a new chapter to the season, new season to the chapter. It's kind of a heist theme. I went in and played a round. Did pretty good, get 7 kills, but died and finished 5th. And so that is what I'm hoping to do today. I'm just waiting for my buddy Tony to get off work. He works the local radio station, and he is on air until, I think, 9. So I'm waiting for him to get home so we can play some video games for the rest of the afternoon, I hope. Oh, this is going to come out nice. That's a pretty book. Let's see what the back looks like. Oh, let's get I want a clean one. There's a fresh one. That's cleanish. Okay. That's still too big. Let's go this big. And it's a little bit on the frail side, so we're going to go pretty gentle with this guy. I really don't want to damage him at all. I don't want to damage any book, but obviously. With these bigger ones, I really want to make sure I take my time. Don't rush through it at all. Get as much as I can. This one, I think, is probably the nicer of my two, if I'm remembering correctly, on what the other one looks like. But it does have its issues. Look, I lost a piece of paper right there. It just fell off. Well, that's not cool. So you gotta be gentle. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay. So that's it for this guy as far as cleaning goes. So we'll throw it on the press. Then we got, I was looking forward to this one, X-Men 8 First Onus, because it's got a white cover, and I love my white covers. I'll probably just do this one, and that'll be it for this video. What can I talk about? East Coast Comic Expo. We are starting to, we got meetings and stuff on the go for that. I did some work on the website. Derek wants to do a bunch more work on the website. He went to Halifax, met with the Halcon guys, and got a bunch of ideas from them, which is great. So we'll be doing some stuff on the site, which is really all that pertains to me as far as the expo goes on that end. Our buddy Keith, that I got that book off of, has come on board as a committee member, and he is going to take on ad sales, which is something that in previous years was me and Derek had done that. I did it 1 year, and we weren't paying like a commission on it. Like, I just volunteered my time and did it. Type of idea, thinking, oh, it won't take that long, I got a ton of clients, blah blah blah, but it did take a lot of time, and as it turned out, basically dollar for dollar, the amount of money I generated for the Comic Expo was exactly the amount of money I was short for Brad Web Design that month. So it was like, okay, well, would have made more sense for me just to cut you guys a check. So I decided, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, because I can't compromise Brad Web Design on the volunteers for the volunteer side of it. Now they're paying Keith commission, which is great, but it still wouldn't really make sense for me to not do what I do. Plus, I just took on a new gig selling sign. If you're in the area, if you're in Riverview and Moncton, and you come across the bridge to Riverview, there's a big digital sign there that is run by the town and the Riverview Arts Center. You might even see a Brad Web Design logo on there, and that would be me. I've sold it before. There's a Darren Phillips Auto Repair ad on there, and I sold that for them, and we had a bit of an issue getting paid, or I had a bit of, not really getting paid, just they're not getting paid per se, but the billing side of it, they were really having a hard time kind of figuring out billing Darren and all that stuff anyway. So I didn't really do a whole lot with them until they kind of figured out their processes, which they just did. So I've been paid in full for my commissions. And now I'm going to start selling that digital sign for them. I'm going to have 10 spots available. I'm going to offer it to my clients exclusively. Yeah, I'll probably do up some stuff over the weekend, some marketing material. I'll probably throw it on my Brad Web Design website, and then start approaching clients as to who would like to be on the sign. I already have a few that are kind of like, oh, send me info. I know one of my newer clients, Outlaw Rides, they seem to be a little interested. Maritime Fireplaces are probably, they're my main client pretty much. Not my main client, but they've been with me the longest. If you bought me a car, you're one of my favorite clients. And at one point, Pat did buy me a car. I paid him back, but I needed money, and I was broke, and my car died. And he friggin' lent me the $2,500, like on the spot, and yeah, that's a good client. That's a good buddy. He's a good buddy. Great man. Maybe, yeah, let's do this guy. So do this one, and then we'll be done because this one won't take too long. I have two of these. One graded, I think, at a 6 that I got from Mr. Scott Wallace back in the day. I've had it for a long time. It was one of the first books we sent off, I believe, to CBCS to get graded. That was, if I could go back in time, I would have not done that because I'd rather keep my, unless it's like a 9. If I get a Silver Age that's like a 9 or even an 8, maybe I would send it in, but I'm not really super interested in lower grade stuff anymore, even though previously I was like, well, I just want to preserve them. And but now it's kind of like, yeah, it's financially doesn't make any sense. Doesn't really increase the value so much. Yeah, I've soured on grading a bit over the years. They're just too inconsistent. Price points are a little wacky. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now I know this has got a rip in the back right there. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't archival tape that. And like, it's not going to decrease. I don't think it's going to bring the grade down. It's going to decrease the chance of it getting damaged in the future. So I don't know. I usually ask Jeff Rockney about that sort of stuff, so maybe I'll consult with him and see what he thinks. I do have that first Peacemaker that is barely holding on. I don't even, you know what, if I take it out again, it'll probably not be hanging on. It'll be detached. Okay, so we know there's a rip there. So we're going to kind of just gently. And then stroke out, obviously. Stroke out. Like if I did it this way, it'd be up. Okay. And that is it for these books. You guys have yourself a great weekend. I'm going to be adding that stack of comics to the website over the weekend. So, and they're pretty good. So we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a great weekend again. Go Team Canada. That was awesome. Great game last night.